In the previous lecture, the compatibility conditions of a plane truss structure are described along with the method of consistent deformation. To explain how these equations, that is sigma I is equal to 1 to m, capital F, small f1, L divided by A of I is equal to 0, are assuming that form, let us discuss about the unit load method. In the unit load method, let us consider a beam, a simply supported beam like this. This is the center line of the beam. AB is the center line. C is any point in between points A and B, and there are forces W1, W2, W3 are acting on this simply supported beam. Let this blue line or blue curve represents the deflected shape of the center line of the beam. So delta C would be the deflection at point C. Delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3 are the vertical deflections below loads W1, W2 and W3 respectively. Further, any element like this above the center line, and center line is supposed to be the neutral axis also, where there is no stress and no strain. Above that, we will be having compressive stresses, and below that, we will be having tensile stresses. So, in an element like this, let capital F represents the compressive force acting on the element. And because of this capital F force, let D capital L be the shortening of that element. Having defined these quantities, let us now write down the work done by the external forces and equate that with the work done by the internal forces. If you do that over here, the work done by the external forces are written like half into W1 into delta 1, average force into displacement. There is a half into W2 into delta 2. There is a half W3 into delta 3. So left hand side of this equation represents the total work done by the external forces on their corresponding displacement. Now right hand side, the work done by the force F on the shortening or displacement dl is half into F into dl. We will be having such elements in the entire volume of this beam. So integration over the volume of the beam, half into capital F into dl will be the total internal work. So now external work is equal to internal work is equation number 1. Let that be there for the time being. Let us hold on to that. Now if we come back to the same beam, remove all these external forces and apply a unit point force exactly above this point C. Let us say the deflection at point C is equal to small delta C. In the corresponding element over here, we have a small compressive force. Let us say small f represents the compressive force in this element, and the corresponding shortening of the element is d small l. Okay. With this notation, if you again equate the external and internal forces in external and internal work, you will get work done by the unit point force over this displacement is half into 1 into small delta C. Internal work done would be half into small f into d small l, integral of that over the whole volume of the beam. So that is equation number 2. External work done by the unit point force equal to internal work done by the force small f. Now we can think of a manipulation where we can superimpose this one above this one. So initially we have a beam like this and a unit point force being applied exactly above point C on the center line. Above that, we are going to apply the forces W1, W2 and W3 at points 1, 2, 3 respectively. If you do that, the total work done would be given by this equation. Left hand side represents the external work and right hand side represents the internal work. Let us see the terms one by one. We have initially work done by the unit point force over delta C as half into 1 into delta C, the same term. Now further, the external forces W1, W2, W3 are applied on the beam. So the work done by those three forces are half into W1 delta 1 plus half into W2 delta 2 and plus half into W2 W3 delta 3. Now the force 1 is already in place exactly above point C, and a displacement delta C is happening because of the application of W1, W2 and W3 at point C. Delta C is the displacement at point C due to externally applied forces W1, W2 and W3. So the force 1 is going to do work on that displacement also, and that work is 1 into delta C. The number 1 by 2 is not appearing in this term because the force 1 is already there in the beam and displacement delta C is happening because of other forces. So the work done by the force which is existing at point C over a new movement of point C is equal to the force into the corresponding displacement without 1 by 2. 1 by 2 appeared in all other terms because we have taken the average force into displacement. Now further, on right hand side we have the internal work done by small f. Initially, when 1 is appearing here alone, will be half into integral half into small f into dl, the same term. Due to the external forces, the new work is equal to integral half into capital F. Now capital F is the additional force above the small f in this. So work done by that force is integral half into capital F into dl. D capital L is the shortening of the same element due to W1, W2, W3 external forces, and d small l is the shortening initially of the element due to unit point force. Now further, small f is already there in this element. There is a dl displacement happening to the element. So work done by small f upon d capital L would be small f into d capital. The same reasoning applicable to this term will be applicable here also. So integral over the whole volume of the beam, small f into d capital is the work done by small f upon d capital. Now if you compare equations 1, 2 and 3 together, you can see that from equation number 2 we can cut off this term on left hand side and this term on right hand side. Using equation number 1, we can cut off these three terms together and this term from right hand side. Now what remains in the equation number 3 is 1 into delta C is equal to integral small f into d capital L, or delta C is equal to the displacement at point C due to external forces is equal to integral small f into d capital L over the whole volume. So this is the displacement due to external forces at point C. This is the internal force in an element due to a unit point force applied at point C or just above point C. dl is the displacement of a small element due to the external forces. dl is the displacement of the same element due to external forces. So integral of this quantity is equal to delta C. Now we have to go to that equation. For that, for a plane truss, we will write dl, the displacement in a member, in a truss member, equal to force in the member into length of the member divided by area of cross section of the member into Young's modulus. This is coming from Hooke's law. Stress is proportional to strain in a axially loaded member. So the equation, this equation, RHS of this equation would become integral over the volume F into dl is equal to summation. This integration will become summation because we have axially loaded members in the plane truss. So summation from member number 1 to member number m, all the members, small f into dl. dl is this, capital F into capital L divided by A into V. So small f into capital F into L divided by A of the ith member, you sum that quantity for all the members. So that is what is written over here in this equation. That is an illustration how to find out this compatibility condition from unit load method.